Sup guys, Hiking here bringing you some new info on RE9. I literally just got done with the last video and I went online and I saw some new stuff. I think basically all the interviews done with the director have officially been released. And someone did an entire list of all the main points of it, so I'm going to read through those. Before I do begin, remember to like and subscribe. I'm also going to be talking about the Resident Evil movie coming up, so that's going to be the first thing I'm going to discuss, which is going to be very quick. I just want to give my thoughts on it. So yeah, let's do that. So I just saw this. The confirmed cast for Zach Krieger's, I don't know if I'm saying that right, upcoming Resident Evil movie. So we got these actors here: Austin Abrams, Paul Walter Hauser, Zach Cherry, Kylie Race, Jonah Wilson. Film begins this month and is due to release on September 80th, 2026. So the only one I recognize from this, actually I think I recognize, yeah, he's from the Fantastic Four movie, isn't he? He played the Mole Man. And I think this dude's been in some Marvel movies, hasn't he? Like little cameos. Could be wrong. But yeah, one of the things I heard about this movie is that it's going to be set in the world of Resident Evil. That it's going to be set at the same time as Resident Evil 2 and 3. But it's going to have like the Resident Evil 4 tone to it. I don't know how that's going to work. I've seen the director's movie Barbarian. I really like that. That felt like very Resident Evil 7-ish. I haven't seen Weapons yet, so I can't really say if that's going to be good or not. But if they're making a movie that's set in the world of RE and it takes the canon of those games into account while it's doing its own thing, basically what the CGI movies have basically been doing, but without the game characters being involved, I think that would work really, really well. If they can do that and pull that off, then that's the best way to do like a video game adaptation in my opinion. Like set it in the world and have the consequences of the games affect this movie story, and then just tell a good story with that film. And if you want to continue on, you continue on, but you use the games and their plots and the whatever happens in those as a way to set up your world in the movies and go from there. Like, so hopefully that's what they do. Fingers crossed. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe this will finally be the Resident Evil movie that's like, oh my god, this was actually bloody good. Well done. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, moving on to the actual content of this video. Japanese media outlets have published their interviews with Requiem developer Koshi and producer Matsuto, plus summary gist of the interviews. So yeah, we're going to be reading for these. Credit to Reddit user Real Duke Bear for making, okay. And then I think this is just these are all the website points to those articles. If you want to read those personally, just go through there, like write it up. But yeah, Biohazard Japan had tweeted that several Japanese outlets have released their interviews or interview transcripts with the director Koshi Nakanishi and producer Matsuto Kumazawa of Resident Evil Requiem. As expected, all the outlets are in Japanese and require translation, but I've synthesized a summary or gist of the interviews below. It should come as no surprise that a lot of this information may already be known to a good portion of the fan base or previously discussed in other interviews. So yeah, a lot of this isn't new, unfortunately. But I'm going to try and go through all of it very quickly. And if there's anything new, I will like sit down and discuss it. So yeah, let's do this. The gist. Target release February 27th, 2026. Yep. Status at Tokyo Game Show 2025. TGS 2025. The team says they're already in final adjustments, joking that final adjustments come next. Yep, we already knew that. Requiem launches on PlayStation 5, PS5, Xbox Series XS, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC via stream with content partially. The project was built scrappily from the start, so Nintendo Switch 2 isn't a crammed down port. The team says they were surprised by how good it looks running on Switch 2 and credit RE Engine, Capcom's proprietary engine, and their engineers. Capcom deliberately demoed Requiem on laptops at Tokyo Game Show TGS 2025 to send the message that this runs on everyday machines, not only high-end rigs, okay? Requiem aims for exploration, heavy survival horror closer to Resident Evil 7 and early RE injuries, resource management and scarcity related tension, pathing, routing choices, not an all action shooter. Again, I like that approach. Resident Evil 7 is one of my favorite games. I really liked 7. I really liked RE2 Remake. I like that whole concept of like the interconnected routes and going through these small or big areas. So I'm hoping it's more like that. Don't get me wrong, I liked Village as well. I didn't love it. I liked Village. I think Village is great. I think it is great, but like there are elements of it where it's like I wish they could have done more. I think with any RE game, I feel like they could have done more. But like when I think about it, I enjoyed my time with 7 a lot more. So I like that horror approach more when it comes to Resident Evil games. It's strange though because I really loved RE4 remake, but that's just because I think it's just like for me, I was never a fan of the OG RE4 to begin with, and remake just improved all the issues I ever had with it. So that's why I enjoyed that a lot more as a game, you know. The fear curve favors layered dread over cheap spikes jump scares. The Requiem playable demos were intentionally punishing with clear rates reportedly hovering around 10%. You can switch at will between first person view and third person view. First person is more suffocating. Third person gives a buffer of safety, the visible on screen character. Yeah. Overseas, non-Japanese players chose the third person perspective, TPP, roughly 1/3 of the time. In Japan, TPP was chosen roughly 1.5 the time. Younger players are speculated to resist the first-person perspective FPP less, likely because they grew up with Minecraft. Oof. Okay. Present-day Raccoon City returns not as a nostalgia diorama, but as a government-controlled, restricted quarantine zone with present-day conditions and consequences. So this is a big point of information here. It's government-controlled, and it's restricted, and it's a quarantine zone, and yeah, there's conditions and consequences to going there. So it's gonna be very curious how Grace would get involved in that location, and of course Leon as well. Like if it is being controlled by the government. At this point, I think it's just furthermore evidence that yes, the government are the bad guys here, and they're the ones doing the very mischievous conspiracy elements here. So it's gonna be very curious how they're gonna tie all of this together. But this is. It feels the way Raccoon City is described here makes it sound sort of like Arkham City in a way. Like I'm wondering if my theory about Raccoon City being a prison is maybe accurate in terms of the fact that there are survivors there and they're being kept prisoner and they're being experimented on by the government. I'm wondering if that is going to be like a big reveal. Maybe that is like what it's going to be. So I'm curious. I'm very curious. Grace Ashcroft leads the story, an FBI Federal Bureau of Investigation analyst who has never directly faced a biohazard threat before. She starts timid, then grows. Yep. Because Grace doesn't share the franchise common sense, tutorialization feels diegetic, narrative-driven. The team gives a concrete example, herbs. Leon Chris would instantly treat herbs as healing, whereas Grace would just stash one for now because she doesn't know the rules yet. Sorry if I'm sounding a bit weird, guys. It's the cold, isn't it? Like, give me a sec. Sorry about that. Ugh. Moving on. So yeah, she doesn't know the rules yet. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Like, how does she figure out that she can use herbs to heal? Alyssa Ashcroft of Resident Evil Outbreak is Grace's mother. Having played Outbreak before isn't at all required. It just deepens a few plot points for those who are aware of Outbreak. Okay, very interesting to know. Maybe Daylight is going to play a big role in this. The world model is virus-driven infection with the infected behavioral principle being to eat, consume. To restore fear, the Capcom Dev 1 team updated infected animations behaviors so they don't move like the versions you already know. You can glimpse some of this in the second trailer. So yeah, again, it seems I am correct in terms of the fact that these zombies aren't going to be like your traditional zombies. They're going to be zombies, but they're going to be upgraded. They're going to be very different. They're going to move different. They're going to behave differently. So very curious how this is going to work. No brawler melee, no punches, kicks. It's classic inventory-driven survival. Decide whether to fight, bypass, or kite based on ammo. Kite-based? On ammo, space, and pathing routing. I still say, okay, I feel like Grace's portions of the game are going to be very RE2 inspired, but if Leon is in this game, he's going to be RE4 inspired. Hey, I want that parry mechanic back, man. I love that parry mechanic. Do not take that away from me. Grace can use firearms, she's FBI obviously, but she's not a combat specialist. Expect a heavy revolver callout, knives, and the tease of a new elimination method they're keeping under wraps until a gameplay reveal. Elimination method. Interesting. So again, this is them pretty much saying there's some sort of unique gameplay element in this game that they haven't revealed yet until another trailer comes up. So I'm curious about this. Very curious about this. I'm wondering if this ties into how you defeat zombies, because I keep theorizing that the zombies in this game are going to be very mini boss like, so maybe you're going to require different methods than just a knife or gun to kill them. Replayability, or there are post-clear elements and replays feel meaningfully different if you favor a different camera mode pre-playthrough. Multiple difficulties to ensure most players can clear the game. Motion sickness controls in first person. Reduced camera sway, optional center dot, brightness tuning, etc. If it's still too intense, you can switch to third person. Okay. There's an emphasis on light, dark, gradation, and material feel. The team discussed RT, ray tracing, PT, path tracing usage to make darkness feel physical, along with flourish like cold sweat and fogged glass on surfaces. Okay. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything they had to reveal. I think the biggest info really here is that Raccoon City is a government controlled restricted quarantine zone now, and that, you know, the zombie animation whatever has been updated to be a different unique, and that there's some sort of elimination method kind of gameplay that they haven't revealed yet. So I think those are the biggest ones. But yeah, a lot of it is stuff that we already knew. Yeah. But yeah, I thought I'd talk about that very quickly, got to get that out of the way, and yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I really hope this is a case of, okay, they got this stuff out of the way, and now maybe Capcom can start like moving forward with new info here, like, because it feels like everything we're getting now is just recaps of stuff we've already known and they've talked about. But really, I want a new trailer, new information, man. It's getting really tiring now waiting, really tiring. Now that said, I'm very curious how many more days we have left until this game comes out. So, there are approximately 146 days until the release of Resident Evil 9 Requiem. 146 days, guys. 146 days, ladies. Think about that for a second. A few months ago, we were 300 days away. And now we're past the halfway point. We're near there, guys. We're near there. We're near to that good number 100. Where I feel like they're going to start, like, throwing every bit of crap about this game at us. But, yeah, just 46 more days to go, I guess, until we get to day 100. But, yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on this game. I hope, and what I read, and, still recovering. But, yeah, guys, I hope you like this. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. And, as always, I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye.